In other news, huge relief here that's coming to home buyers. The Supreme Court has restrained independent directors, promoters of the group Jaypee Infra along with their family members for transferring any personal assets or property without the court's permission. And this is in order to safeguard the home buyers' interest. Supreme Court directing this company to deposit 150 crore rupees by the deadline of 14th December. The next installment of 125 crore rupees by the 31st of December. It has refrained the company's director from alienating personal assets. The court here justifies that they will be held for criminal prosecution or contempt of the court if found in violation of this order. The next hearing is to take place next year in January. A huge decision here having been taken by the Supreme Court as far as safeguarding the interests of home buyers is concerned. Remember, Jaypee had already filed for bankruptcy there in the face of several homes already not having been made ready for the home buyers, having missed several deadlines there. That's why Jaypee also declared themselves bankrupt. But this is where the Supreme Court has stepped in to safeguard the home buyers' interests as far as their personal assets, personal property is concerned, which cannot be transferred without the court's permission. We have with us our correspondent Meenakshi getting us those inputs as a direct impact here to the home buyers who felt cheated by Jaypee. Meenakshi.
Well, indeed, Seher, and this is also an indication of the Supreme Court really giving Jaypee opportunity to fall in line, but at the same time being exceedingly mindful of the negative emotions and the turmoil that the home buyers have been subjected to. As a matter of fact, even in today's hearing, we saw a very interesting observation from the Supreme Court, the top court, telling Jaypee very clearly that these are the people who rode high on the money of the home buyers and have destroyed people's lives. While the Attorney General of India, K.K. Venugopal, was also present in the court, he has called for a forensic audit of Jaypee's accounts. The Supreme Court will indeed proceed gradually because that is how the process of law is. But even today, this particular order from the Supreme Court, which has made it binding on Jaypee to not go ahead and alienate its rights on the movable and immovable properties and assets, is of huge import because somewhere the Supreme Court wishes to make Jaypee accountable to these home buyers, and that is the reason we have this particular order of deposit of a certain amount of crores by the 31st of December in the Supreme Court registry. Back to you.
Okay. Meenakshi, many thanks for getting us those inputs and a clear sign of a huge relief which would eventually work to the benefit for the home buyers, and that stern word that's come in by the Supreme Court for Jaypee Infra.